was only on the day that I realized that it wasn't getting rid of the fear that was the key. It was building a relationship to it and learning to love fear, that everything shifted, everything changed. My whole life changed. Men today have the luxury of letting fear control them. Did you have the luxury of laying around having existential angst a few hundred years ago? Nobody's going to take care of you if you didn't get off your ass and fucking do shit, right? And make shit happen. But today we do. We have the luxury of letting fear control us. How much does fear control your life? How much do you let fear stop you? Do you actually enjoy fear? Do you see fear as a fun ride? Well, you're the guy that runs towards the roller coaster, says, wow, this is going to be a fun up and down ride. I'm just going to enjoy it, the ups and the downs. Or do you take the downs personal and only enjoy the tops of the roller coaster? Are you the type of guy that says, no, I'm not even going to get on the roller coaster, I'm just going to sit over here on this bench and watch everybody else? Are you the type of guy that gets all your tension, all your excitement and enjoyment of tension from movies? I'm going to go watch Brad Pitt fight the bad guys, and I'm going to sit here and have my popcorn and soda while I do it and cheer him on and say, yeah, I'm a man. Or do you go out and have a life? You can learn a lot from movies. I like movies, but gotta have a fucking life too. Are you the type of guy that goes and watches sporting events, ritualized forms of combat, football, and says, yeah, I'm gonna root for my team. Every year your belly's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and you're not doing shit. And you yell and scream, wear your finger, and that's your form of tension. Or maybe you don't even do that. Maybe you just do it from your big screen TV in your living room, on your big gushy couch with your perfect chair and your perfect blankie, just relaxing, watching the movie and watching the football. While these other men go out and do their you get your vicarious sense of through them. Thoughts and feelings are part of the inner world. Results are part of the outer world. Action is the bridge between the inner and outer world. Fear, doubt, and worry are amongst the greatest obstacles. Can you guys see how powerful that statement is now? Can you feel it? Can you feel the tension? What I'm doing all this whole morning is I'm finding the tension with all of you guys. I'm playing with it. I'm staying in it. Fear, doubt, and worry are not the problem in and of themselves. Those are the weights that help you to grow. Your ability to enjoy fear, doubt, and worry, to step into it, to lift those weights, to say, yeah, I'm scared, I'm going to go right towards it, is your capacity to grow, is your capacity to change, is your capacity to shift and learn and have new experiences. The more that ability gets developed in you as a human being, as a male, the more passion you'll have for life, the more purpose you'll have for life, the more you'll become attractive to women. The more women will just be like, oh my God, look at him. And then you'll be able to pick the woman that's right for you. Ultimately, a woman doesn't want to settle for a man or have a man settle for her. Do you think you, as a woman, she'd rather have a powerful man pick her and say, I really like you? Or do you think she'd rather have you go, well, I can't get any better, I'm going to take you? That's going to make for a great relationship. Men that are successful act in the face of fear. They act in spite of fear. They enjoy fear. You ever met a guy that really enjoys fear? It's like, I can't wait to get up on that plane again and jump out of it. I can't wait to do crazy shit. That's part of what makes them feel alive. It doesn't have to be physical. It can be taking on a new project, starting a new business. It can be designing that logo for that huge company that you're like, holy shit, I hope they like it. I'm going for it anyways. Or I'm gonna step outside. They said they want this, but I think this is what they need. I'm gonna go for it. My gut, my instincts are telling me do this. That's what creates passion in life. The reason it took me so long to really get good at this stuff, to get good with women, is because I primarily lived from here. Most of my life I lived in my head. I functioned from my head. I lived life through my analytical mind. And I was always trying to find a route around the fear, because I hated fear. I was like, okay, if I do this, this, and this, and I learn this technique and this hypnotic technique, I can delete all the fear without touching it, sweep it under the rug, and there'll be no more fear. But I always wanted to get rid of the fear. It was only on the day that I realized that it wasn't getting rid of the fear that was the key. It was building a relationship to it and learning to love fear. Fear will keep you alive and on the edge of passion in life. That everything shifted, everything changed. My whole life changed. When I was a kid, I used to sneak home from grade school because I was so scared of people. I was super antisocial. I was pretty much agoraphobic. I didn't like going out. I didn't have anybody to teach me about fear. People in my life were just as scared as I was. So I modeled fear and had fear compounded on top of fear. I didn't have any powerful role models to teach me what it was to step into life boldly and go for it, like men used to do for their sons. Like, this is how you hunt. This is how you do this. The world is a different world today. We don't have those role models today. We used to have initiation rites for men, right? Every tribe initiated their men differently to teach them how to face fear. A man's value was his ability and his relationship to fear, how much he enjoyed it, how much he loved it, how much he could work with it. I was always trying to get rid of fear, and it just doesn't work that way. So what I learned was that you had to learn to appreciate fear. You had to learn to really appreciate fear, which I've been working heavily with you on, until you love it. You're still trying to fix yourself, which tells me you don't like the fear, you don't like the pain, you don't like the sadness, which is the wrong approach, the slow approach, the painful approach. When you develop a relationship and say, wow, in this is something I can grow with. In this is something I can learn from. In this, I'm going to step into it and move through it. It's not about getting around it. It's about going right through it and having that experience. Because in that experience, you step into the next level. That's what makes you attractive and powerful. Whenever you're uncomfortable, congratulate yourself, because you are growing. You're becoming more powerful as a man if you see it as lifting weights. And it may feel shitty, but you don't have to take the feeling shitty personal, which is weird and is the hardest fucking lesson to get in the world. It's really hard to get that. Like, okay, I feel shitty, and at the same time, oh well. And I'm gonna keep moving forward. I was feeling like total shit when I was healing my body from all these illnesses and all these problems, and at rock bottom, probably the worst I ever felt in my life. I wake up every morning riddled with just fear. I was gonna die, things were going wrong, there's dreams about death. I had every excuse in the world just to pull the covers over my head and hide in the morning crying. And I would get up crying. I was that scared because I was going through so much pain. I would say, nope, the answer is in facing this, and get up in the morning, walk my way, even if I cried, into the shower, walk my way back out, get dressed, and start going to work. By the end of the night, every night, I felt 1,000 times better. If I had laid in that bed all day, I would not have felt that good. My hands were crippling up like they had arthritis. I had all these things going on. Just kept going anyways. It didn't have to be fast. I didn't have to push really hard, just a little bit more each day, until eventually I was on the other side. It starts compounding. Little results, little results, little results. Then one day it just starts going up, 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 faster and faster. And your life starts changing. I tell a lot of people to do this, but they don't do it. Only do what's a little beyond that can push you into that tension a little bit. Don't try to blow it out. The middle class values comfort over everything else. It's because of that they stay the middle class. They have their minivan, they have their sex on Thursday night, and they have their boring little lives.